Oh, okay. It does record. So it's recording now. Can you see it or anything? Does it say
Okay.
anything on your screen?
Yeah, I can see it. It's a
Oh,
little
okay.
dot.
Okay, okay. So yeah. And it doesn't go to your mom or anything. It's all for me, honestly. So,
Okay.
but all right, let's restart now. You said that you're doing good?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
normal.
Normal. Okay. And no school, right? Today? No.
Mm-mm. When I had school, but I just came back.
Wait, what
Can you
happened?
hear me? Hold on.
It was skipping
I
a
had
little.
school, but I just came back.
You had school today?
You had school today? Yeah.
Oh, no one else had school. That's what you're the first person I heard.
Really?
Yeah,
That's weird.
my clients, the one that goes to St. Francis Prep, and then one that goes to Thomas Edison, and then another one, I don't know what school she goes to. I think it's in Far Rockaway. They didn't have school. And my
That's
little clients too, the kids, the 5 and 8 year old. So I'm surprised you have school. Mhm. All right, well, what'd you do? Besides school, you just
weird.
got home and that was
Um,
it.
yeah.
Okay. Did you guys ever do family therapy?
No, I don't know if they did or not,
Hmm.
but
Not
ever
you.
since then, nothing like I haven't heard from her.
No. Is there anything new that happened since last week or
Not
good or
really.
bad? It doesn't have to be bad either.
Oh well, the boy.
Oh my God.
Like, leave me alone.
What'd he do?
Okay, so I think it was over the break, and then he had texted me like two full paragraphs, and I was like, because he had like did it before like 2 weeks ago, but I didn't know who it was because he was like, "Empress, can we please talk?" And I was like, "Who is this?" And they never responded. So then, like during break, he texted me again, two full paragraphs, and I was like, "Who is this?" And then we had like a slight conversation, and then on Monday he had came to me like underneath the tent and he was trying to talk to me. And then he said something like, "Oh, do you hate me?" And mind you, I said, "No, I don't hate anybody." So then later on in the text, he was like, "Oh, I'm a changed person. Can we be friends again? And I don't know why you said you hate me." And he was just like, and I was like, "I never said I hated you." And then he was like trying to start an argument so bad. And then we started arguing. And then I blocked him because I was like, "I'm not doing this with you."
Oh my gosh. When was this? What's today? Friday?
Yeah.
So this must have happened a little bit before and this because you said during break he texted you too, right?
hmm
So when did you guys have your little argument?
It was on Monday.
Oh,
Like
okay.
right like home. And they started texting me again.
Has he texted you since then?
I blocked him,
Oh, you
so
blo oh, he hasn't made a number like how
mm-mm.
okay, good. When he texted you, what did he say? Like the two paragraphs.
I can't even wait, let me see if I can find it. But it's gonna be long, but he was just like
You can
on the
summarize it
TV,
if you
like,
want, if it's easier to kind
yeah.
of.
He was like, "Oh, I'm a changed person, like I'm more positive now, and I'm not like I could be a better person, just going on that tangent, like I'm changed, I'm changed, I'm changed, and we don't have to argue, like we could really be good friends. But then you're trying to start arguing over some dumb things that I never said.
That you didn't say, right? So how do you feel about it? Like if you got into this situation with him and everything that happened before, like that we already know that happened like months ago and like recently, like if those things have never happened, how would you feel like from that paragraph or those two paragraphs?
I would have took it into consideration, and I was like, you know what, maybe I would give him another chance to be my friend. But after that, I was like, never mind.
Was it too much when
The
he
paragraph,
like what made you say like never mind? Like what action did he do that made you be like, all right, I'm not gonna be considerate anymore?
because he kept trying to like start an argument, and
And
like
what's his deal with that though?
I
Like,
don't even know, it's just every single time he wants an argument. Like I'm not gonna argue with you.
right. Um, and then what is this? The 10th that when you get picked up from school? Like that's like
Oh
after
yeah.
school, right?
Yeah, I sit underneath it with
So
my mom.
have you seen him for the rest of the like since Monday?
Mm-mm.
No,
No.
at all?
Mm-mm.
Where do you not see him sometimes, or do you see him usually every day? Like even though y'all don't speak, like you know.
No, I don't usually see him in the halls
Oh,
or anything.
really? I didn't know that. For some reason, I thought that like, well, I know you guys didn't have class together because is he a senior? No, he's
No,
in
he's
11th
in
grade.
11.
Oh, okay. So how do you think it's gonna be when you are not in school anymore, like and you're in the summer? Do you think that he's still gonna message you and things like that, even though he's not seeing you?
I would say maybe because he did also say like I think this is like Valentine's Day or something, and I really wasn't talking to him. And he was like, "Well, I know you're gonna text me right before summer, and we could hang out and stuff because I know how you are. You like to text me." I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna text you."
Oh, he's kind of expecting you, like he thinks that you're gonna text him already, kind of.
Yeah.
Hmm. All right. Well, let's break him down. Let's go through the pros, right? I don't know if there's any pros of him. There has to be at least one pro, but let's go through the pros and cons of him, right? To
Hmm.
see, I think we do a lot of pros and cons just to kind of see where it takes us, right? From what I know, I only know cons about him. I don't know any like good things or positive things, but I feel like there has to be one, at least one, right? That we could think of.
Hmm.
Because you're nice, and I know you could think of something nice to say about him.
I guess when he's like not doing too much, like we
Okay.
could be like genuinely cool.
Okay. You want to
But
start?
now,
So you want to start
now,
with the pros?
yeah.
We'll do the pros. Okay. So you say when he's not doing too much, he can like actually be genuinely cool.
Hmm.
One thing I can say about him, I don't know if it's a pro or a con, but he's definitely persistent. Like he
Yep.
does not give up. Would you say he's like that in other areas though? Like, is he just a very persistent person?
Yeah, he definitely is. This is
Okay.
not only
Oh, okay. So we're gonna say he's persistent. Again, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing,
me.
but we could work with it. Um, what else cool things can you think about him? Or okay things?
Mhm. Yes, he could. I don't know.
Hard to think, right? Um, do you think it sounds like from like the past and today, it sounds like he's apologetic. Like he has
Yeah.
no problem with apologizing.
I mean, I don't think he would apologize, but then when we try to talk about it, he would try to turn it back on me.
So
I
you
was
don't
like,
think it might not be genuine?
yeah, it wasn't genuine.
Okay. Well, we could put that in the con for sure. All right, let's get into the cons then. And then if we have any pros, we could go back.
Okay. I would say he doesn't know how to like have a mature conversation without it like turning left and it getting like really disrespectful.
Okay. And do you feel like that's kind of always why you guys kind of end up where you're at? Like you be like blocking him and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Because that's what it gets to. Okay.
Mhm.
Immature. So he's not really a good communicator.
No, he's not at all.
Okay. Not good. I'm making a little table so we can like compare back and forth. Not good at communicating. All right. What else do we have for him?
Let me see.
Oh, I know like a month or two ago, we called him like two or three things. It was manipulative,
Yes.
narcissistic. I feel like it was one more, but I can't remember. You used it. It was a really, really, really good word. I was like, oh
Was
my
it
God.
gaslight? Gaslight.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Gaslight. Oh my gosh. This kid. Okay. Manipulative, gaslighter. And what did we say? Narcissistic.
Mhm.
And we're gonna kind of break those down too after this, just kind of to go through like what that means or like what he does that kind of like shows that.
Mhm.
And from all of our conversations, I mean, honestly, I could give you like I could give you probably two for each word, but we're gonna go through it a little bit and then Any more cons? Let me think.
That pretty much sums it up.
Yeah. Do you think that he sometimes might not like get the message? Like sometimes
Yeah,
it's not
he
clicking with
might.
him.
Yeah, he'll be in denial a
Yes,
lot.
that's a good word. That's actually a really good way to put it. I feel like you tell him stuff and he thinks that you're not serious. Or
Yeah.
you tell him stuff and like he hears you. Like you know how there's like a difference between like listening to someone and just hearing someone. Like I feel like he hears you and it's just kind of like, all right, like okay. So our pros is that he it seems like he could potentially be like genuinely cool if you guys had a really like positive kind of I'm gonna say relationship, but that doesn't have
Mhm.
to mean romantic relationship. I just don't want to say friendship. But you guys could kind of have like a genuinely cool relationship if he allowed it. And he's very persistent with you and in other areas. Our cons are he's not really good at communicating. He has like a lot of immature conversations. He's a gaslighter. He's manipulative. He's narcissistic.
Mhm.
And he can be in denial sometimes by a lot of things. So, with this chunk of information, like, and I've never asked you this actually, and this might be a really, really good question. Like, with this chunk information, which way would you go with him? Only because he seems like not that he's like, well, some we used to call him obsessed sometimes, but you know, you do kind of like you respond, not meaning that like you respond and you want to have the biggest conversation with him, or you respond and you want to marry him tomorrow or something crazy, but you know, you do kind of respond, so it kind of shows something. Where do you want to go with this? Like, do you want him to be somebody that's in your life? Do you want him to be like nowhere near your life? And it's okay if you don't know, and it's okay if you have mixed feelings towards it too. Um, so like how do you feel about it when it comes to him or the boy as we call him?
I would like, you know, how I said I would think about being his friend, but it's like when I like as soon as I even try to accept him being my friend, he'll just mess it up.
And what does that mean? Because he just does too much, I know.
Yeah.
But like what does it mean? Like does he kind of do you feel like he takes things a little bit too far? Like
Yeah.
he kind of oversteps?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got some boundaries, it sounds like, and he may cross them a little bit sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah. And do you feel like I know he's immature at, you know, communicating and things like that, but do you think that that is something, well, I guess I should ask, have you ever spoken to him about that before? Like him kind of going too far?
Mm, maybe slightly, but
Slightly.
it just kind of I just kind of like blew it off.
And it never really gets to that point, probably when you kind of like want to explain that, because by the time you want to, you guys are probably already
Yeah.
like you blocked him and it's it's already finished. Um, so I know right now he's blocked, but on a scale from 1 to 10, you know I love my scales. How likely is it that you will speak to him again before the school year ends? 10 being very likely, zero being not really likely at all.
Probably two.
Oh my God, embrace. So it's looking like you're not speaking to him before the school year ends. No.
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. So then we could leave him there. That's okay. I never knew kind of what you really wanted to do with his situation. I feel like he's just always kind of around and you're just like
Yeah.
dealing with it and then you're not anymore.
Mhm.
So I'm like, all right, what does she want to do with him? Like, do we kind of want to have him still and like try to make it a little bit better by explaining to him your boundaries and things like that? Or are we just leaving him in this school year? It sounds like we might be leaving him in this school year. And that's okay too. Either way is fine. If you was to change your mind, um, that wouldn't be an issue either. So definitely don't hesitate to speak about that. Okay, the boy. Let's leave him here. We'll speak about him again next week just to
Okay.
see if anything changed. I know you're gonna have to you're gonna see him next week. I feel like you saw him like every day or every other day kind of, but I'm pretty sure you'll probably see him in school next week and I'll just be interested on how that goes. I know you'll ignore him, but I know he won't ignore you. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Let's jump into mom now, just a
Okay.
little bit. So how has things been since last Friday?
Pretty normal.
Yeah. Um, is she kind of acting like nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like usual. Was she in the doctor's or the hospital?
Oh yeah. It
Yeah.
was because her blood sugar
Uh-huh.
like low, and when she like kept trying to get it up, it was just like keep dropping. So
Oh, really?
mhm.
That's scary. What day was that?
Who, my mom?
What day? It was
Oh, it was like, let me see. I think it was like Monday, no, Monday or Tuesday.
okay in the beginning of the week. And how is she now?
She's better.
Yeah. Were you guys at home or was she at
Yeah,
work?
we were at home.
Okay. Did you go with her or she went by herself?
I drove with her, but then she was like, "Do you want to go back home?" Because usually when she goes, she'll like be there until 2 a.m.
Oh, and
Yeah, so I was
you
like,
had
I'll just go
school?
back home. Yeah,
Did you go?
no, I have went back home.
I knew. Wait, you didn't go back. Did you go to school though?
Oh yeah, I went to
Oh,
school.
you did? Okay, good, good. I'm like, she probably didn't go. Okay, good. Um, and she's okay now.
Yeah, she's better.
Okay. And remember last week we spoke a little bit. I don't know if you did it. You probably didn't, and it's okay. But remember we spoke about bring it bringing the issue up in like a more mature way, kind of.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
have it. I didn't do it.
It's okay. No, it's okay. I feel like by the time we spoke about it, things had already kind of died down.
Mhm.
Um, at least on her end, I know you still kind of felt the way a little bit, because she was acting like nothing happened. So it makes sense why you would feel away. But it's okay. It wasn't like one of our big goals that you kind of had to meet. But would you consider doing it in the future, like when if there's another argument or a
I
disagreement?
would definitely bring it up.
You said you would definitely bring it up. I can't hear you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, I can't hear her. Okay, yeah, because I think you had a lot of good points, like when you were talking about how she kind of like completely like disregards everything, and now like you guys are besties, and nobody
Yeah.
ever asked about how anyone fell, or there wasn't kind of like any closure, debrief kind of. So, um, I definitely felt you with that, but if it wasn't necessary, then sometimes it's okay to just let things be the way that they are. So I'm happy that you guys kind of been okay. I seen a little tiny bit in the corner. Did you start painting your room?
Oh no, that's always been.
Oh, I was like, all right, did you? Because I remember you said you was doing it white. I was like, did you start? I was like, oh, because that would have been exciting too. And do you think you and your mom are gonna do something together again, maybe, or no? Like how you
Um,
guys went to the city.
Probably because I wanted to ask her if we could go to the city because they're having like this food event. I don't know if
Mm.
you've heard of it. It's called like Smokesburg or something like that.
No, when is that?
I think it's like every Saturday. I don't know. I have to look it back up.
Oh, so it
But
happens more than once. It's not just like a one time.
yeah.
And what is it like 42nd Street, like Times Square?
I don't even know. I just
Mm.
saw it on TikTok.
Okay. Well, I like 100,000% encourage you to ask your mom that. I think that that would catch her off guard.
Yeah.
I think it would make her like so happy. And I know I don't want to make it seem like we're trying to like please her, because I know in family therapy already is kind of like kind of one-sided. And it's not
Mhm.
only about like you giving to your mom, it's about you guys giving to each other. So I don't want to make it sound like we're just like serving her, but I think it'd be very good if you did ask, because last week when I asked you to kind of like put yourself in her shoes, and I asked you, how do you think she felt? You were like, she probably feels like my daughter doesn't want to hang out with me. So if
Mhm.
you came up to her with that, like I seen something on TikTok and I want to know if we could go, I think she'd be very happy.
Yeah.
She'd be happy. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. All right, when are you gonna ask her?
I think today because Like they said, I think they said like every Saturday. So I wanted to see if we could go tomorrow.
Okay. You have do you still have tutoring?
Yeah.
And then you guys could go after, right?
Hmm.
When you guys go, you drive or you take the train?
To the tutor or
No,
city?
to the city.
Oh, we take the train.
Okay, I was gonna ask. I was like, oh, there's no parking over there. But that sounds really good, especially since it's something that you want to do. Because when she was asking you to do stuff and you were like, no, I don't want to do that. Like it wasn't because you didn't want to do it with her. It's because you genuinely didn't want to do it. So now that you're asking and it's something that you want to do, I think it'll work out really good. I hope you guys go.
Me
You can
too.
text me tomorrow and let me know if you guys go or not, if it's good.
Okay.
Because then maybe I'll go too whenever I get back down there. But that's definitely a really, 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 really good move, I think. So I'm proud of you for thinking about that. And I had one more thing. Oh, 2 weeks ago, we spoke about anxiety, hyperventilating. You did
Oh
that,
yeah.
yeah, like 2 weeks ago, right? Is that something that's happened before then too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Um,
when I first started at the school I'm at now.
in 10th grade or
No, ninth.
ninth grade? Okay. And does it have, do you kind of know when it's coming?
Kind of just happens.
It kind of just happens. And does it happen a lot?
No, I would say like in like high stressful situations it would happen, but it
Okay.
doesn't really happen. It's not that common.
Okay. And when it happened last time, like how I kind of want you to walk me through it, but it's kind of something hard it's hard to explain. I understand. Um, but like you said that you went in your room and you opened the window. So did you
Mhm.
feel like you was hyperventilating before you even got out of the car into the house, or it was when you got into the house, into your room?
I think when I got out of the car, because as soon as I got out, I started to cry. So that's probably when I started.
Okay. And what helps in that moment? I know you open the window, so obviously air.
Yeah. I don't I can't pinpoint it because everything just happened so quick. She was like, get in the car, let's go. So
Right, afterwards, right?
yeah.
So you kind of just stop
Hmm.
okay. So next time it happens, I kind of want you to just pay attention like to how you feel before it's about to happen. And it's so crazy to even ask you this because nobody thinks about this while it's happening because it's happening. So it's nothing else to think about. But if you can, like, kind of try to think about what you feel before, during, and afterwards, just so we could kind of know when it's coming more, when you can detect it, right? Like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm about to start hyperventilating and like, what's something I could do to maybe stop it before it even comes or, just kind of recognize what you are feeling in those moments and then we could kind of explore it a little bit more. That sounds okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that is really scary. And I know when we first started speaking, we used to speak a lot about anxiety, and a lot of it was like social anxiety.
Yeah.
So it is kind of not interesting, but well, yeah, it is kind of interesting that you kind of experienced that anxiety when it was an argument with you and your mom, you know? So it might just be deeper than that, than what we used to speak about at first. So yeah, that's just what I want to speak about that.